Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader reading books for you. Today, I will be reading Chapter 11 from Zimbie by Surina Nel. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links for me to find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 11. It's blurry around the edges of Zimbie's vision. He sees Caesar jump over a high upright. Thick fog swallows him as he lands on the other side. The red sky is scary and evil looking. Zimbie is terrified. The fog turns red. It twists and twirls. The twirls change into Abigail's red hair. Her eyes glow red. She laughs. The sound, evil. Crop in hand, she comes at Zimbie. She lifts it to him. He cowers. The crop turns into a snake, coming at Zimbie with an open mouth. The fangs, shiny. As the snake strikes at Zimbie, the fog rises between them and changes to the shape of James. Zimbie neighs to warn James, but James disappears in twirls of fog. Zimbie's eyes flutter, his legs moving like he is running. His eyes open, and he lifts his head in concern. He needs to find James. James's arms wrap around Zimbie's head. "Calm down. I'm here," he says, gently stroking the white face he came to love so much. Zimbie goes limp again. His head is down on James's leg. His eyes are closed again. Soothingly, James continues while constantly stroking Zimbie's face and neck. "There we go. Take it easy." His fingers play through the mane as he continues. "How do you feel about show jumping? I always wanted to do that, but Prince was too old." Zimbie stays limp, but seems comfortable and at ease. The pick-up pulls up and Gina emerges from the vehicle. She carries a basket with some food and drinks. "How's things looking here?" she asks, cheerfully. "He has been very restless. He woke about 10 minutes ago in fear. He picked his head up, but he looks scared," James reports to his mother. Zimbie opened his eyes again, first not seeing anything, staring blankly. Slowly, James comes in focus. "Hey, lazy bones, decided to wake up? You have been sleeping for 3 days straight." Dad comes closer. He opens Zimbie's mouth and looks at the color of his gums. He smiles and looks at James. "I'm going to pull the tube. Can you hold him down for me?" He looks James in the eye and winks. James nods and wraps himself around Zimbie. Dad pulls the tube out. Zimbie resists the feel of the tube moving inside his nose. "Whoa, boy, it's almost done. Just a little more," he comforts the pony. Dad puts the tube aside and brings his hand to Zimbie's nose. He smiles as he feels Zimbie's warm breath on his hand. Dad looks up at Gina and winks at her with a smile. "Seems James chose a little fighter," he says, a big smile on his face. "That's wonderful," Gina says, while a big smile crosses her face. Her blue eyes sparkle as she kneels next to James with the basket. "Come, James, eat something," she hands James a big red apple. "Thanks, Mom," he says, then looks at Dad. "Dad, will he be okay?" he asks before he takes a big bite of the apple and starts chewing. Zimbie's ears pricks, and his eyes open. He turns his muzzle towards James. He tries to take the apple from James's hand. James chuckles and feeds the apple to Zimbie. "Are you hungry then?" he asks, cheerful. "I think that answers your question." Dad smiles and takes a halter of the pickup. He fits it on Zimbie. "We need to get him up, James." James wiggles out from under Zimbie. His legs are tired from the weight of Zimbie's head. He kneels down at Zimbie's, withers and nods at Dad. Dad pulls on the lead rein. "Come, boy, get up," James pleads as he strains against the weight of Zimbie. With effort, Zimbie gets up. James goes to him. He falls on his knees in front of him and hugs him. Happy tears stream down his face. Gina wipes a tear stuck in the corner of her eye. She smiles. Dad rubs Patty's head. The big dog sits next to him. His mouth opens in a smile. The tongue is hanging to the side. James rises from the hug. He stands next to Zimbie, his arm hanging loosely across Zimbie's neck. "James, Zimbie needs to get home. Think you can walk him?" James nods, then walks to Dad and gives him a big hug. "Thank you, Dad, for saving him." Gina smiles. Dad smiles, then folds James into a loving hug. "He did most of the work himself. I think it's because he loves you so damn much." James looks up at Dad. A big smile spreads across his face. "Do you really think so, Dad?" he asks, his eyes shiny with excitement. "I know so, James," he smiles. "Come, you need to get going." Dad walks to the pickup. Gina gets in. Dad opens the back of the pickup and calls Patty. Patty barks and sits down stubbornly. Dad laughs. He closes the flap again. "Have it your way," he says, as he gets in and starts the vehicle. He leans across Gina. "We'll see you at home." The pickup pulls away. The trio starts walking, Patty leading, clearing the way of any danger. James talking away, telling Zimbie about all the adventures they will still have, and Zimbie following. They disappear into the distance. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 12. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links for me to find and purchase this book.